What is up? I'm Steve. Hope you're doing totally awesome. In this video, let's try to do 5 of the most famous hair band songs from the 1980s. These are crazy songs with people with crazy hair, and I don't have crazy hair right now. Anyway, I'm gonna just shut up because you don't really feel like hearing me yap. Hit like, hit subscribe, and let's go. That one right there was I Remember You, but it doesn't come in at number 5. Number 5, let's do this one, Sweet Home, Home Sweet Home by Motley Crue from 1985. And it goes C major, E minor, to A sharp right there, or I guess it's a B flat like this, bar chord, F major, does it again, C, A, E minor, B flat, right here. Now one of the reasons why you may want to do your B flat up here with that F shape right here, like an F major shape right here, is you're about to come back to it. So anyway, after doing all that stuff, it goes, I'm on my way. So that's that F shape up here on the 4th fret. I'm on my way, up 2 frets. So there's that shape I was just telling you about, that B flat, home sweet home, C major. Tonight, I'm on my way. Let's see, sorry, got totally good. That's a G sharp. So you're on G sharp. Just set me free, up to that B flat. I keep saying sharps. I guess that's an A flat to a B flat. My bad. Home sweet home. And then it does it again. So one more time. C major, E minor. There's that B flat right there. F major. E minor. B flat. F major. I'm on my way. A flat. I'm on my B flat. Home sweet home. C major. And that's that one. Really cool. And it just keeps going on and on throughout those verses and choruses. Let's do number 4. This is Hysteria by Def Leppard. Very cool ballad song. Really cool. So this is a D major, but you could do regular chords, D to a G major, to an E minor, to a G major, and back to D. But the really unique guitar part, of course, is this. Very cool. You take this finger, second finger, put on the 5th fret of the A string, then go to the 4th fret of the D string, back to the 5th fret of the A, and then hit the open G string, down to the same strings, 4th fret of the D, 5th fret of the A. Now here's the picking. Then you go to a G major, but you just use the lower notes. You're not really worried about the high ones. So you go like this, and you take a pinky this time and hit that 4th fret of the D. So you're hitting the low G note, right there, and then the open G string, and then that 4th fret of that D string. And you can hit sort of any notes you want, and then it goes to an E minor, and you leave the pinky on the 4th fret of the D, and put the first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. Pretty cool. So the low E, 4th fret of the D string, 2nd fret of the A, open G string. You keep walking it down, and then put the 3rd finger back on here. Take this finger, put it back on the 3rd fret of that E string, and then slide it up back to the D, to where we began. Pretty cool. Now it goes like this. D major. You can lay your finger flat on the 3rd fret of the E, or put your pinky there like this. C. Back to D, and this is a little bit different. You you take all the fingers off except this one, leave it on the 3rd fret of the B string, and put one finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, like that. So you're on these notes, with everything else in between except the low E, like this. So again, 2nd fret of the A, 3rd fret of the B, right there, with everything in between but not the low E. So it goes C, so hear that? And it does back to the C this time. D, C, then it goes just a regular D. And then when it does the big chorus, it goes to E minor. C major up to D. So that's pretty cool. It's a D major, and again, you put your pinky on the 3rd fret of the E string. Like that. Back to a regular D major. E minor, C major, D. And if you want, you can do this right here. Oops, sorry. Pretty cool. So you basically take the D major, take that D major and go all the way up to the 7th fret. Just keep it exactly where it is and go. And now this, you put your 1st finger on the 5th fret of the E and 1 or 2 fingers on the 7th fret of the B and the G strings. So. Starts over and over and over again. That one is pretty cool. All right, let's do the one I began on the intro here. This is I Remember You by Skid Row. It's in G major. Ready? This one is beautiful. Beautiful G major chord, you know, with the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B and the E strings. That. So play a G major with those 2 notes, and then hit the open A string and hammer it onto the 2nd fret and go like that. That last note right there was the open D string, and then you play a C major, but the way you do it is you basically, you go from the G major here, leave this finger here on the 3rd fret of the B only, and go sort of vert so that you can leave the open E string. And you play the bottom notes of a C major. So 3rd fret of the A, 2nd fret of the D, like that, along with this note, and then the open G and the high E open. So, all together. And after that part, lift up everything and hit the open B string. Hammer on to the 3rd fret, pull it off, and hit the open G, and then right back again. That right there is, worth the price of admission right here. But then it goes, I woke up to the sound of C major. You can keep doing all that stuff. G, na, 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 na. C, G, C major, then it goes D, D major, na, na, C, down, D, C, then it goes into the rockin' chorus, G, remember yesterday, you do some palm muting, try to get the rhythm, remember yesterday, D major, E minor, love letters in the sand, C major, I remember you, G, for every endless day, E minor, C, remember you, and then it does it again, and try to get some rhythm, some syncopation, and some emotion to it, and that'll make that thing sing. Basically does that over and over again, including the chorus. Sorry, not the chorus, the guitar solo right there. All right, this is one of my favorites of all time. At number 2, this is I Want to Be With You from 1991 by Mr. Big. It's just outside the 80s, but they had hair the size of the 80s. It goes like this. You know, all that kind of stuff, and it ends up on these minor chords. All right, real quickly, I'm going to interrupt this and see if I can play the whole solo all the way through. Here we go. Okay, pretty big mistake right there in the middle. All right, let's get back to it. So it's E major. I'm the one who A to B major, be with you, E major. E major, A, feel it to, that's B major, E major. Wait in E major, A to B major, C sharp minor, just to be E major, A to be with you. And then it, you know, goes into the verse and goes, hang on little girl, right here. So that's C sharp minor, hang on little, E major, A, E, C sharp, E, A, E, C sharp minor, E, A, and you can hit an A like this, creates that nice little noise. Let's add it to a little bit, like this. So you're doing an A major with the open B string. And it goes, come on baby, come on over. That's a D major to a B major. You can do a B major if you want to go high, or stay with the B major here. Be the one to hold you. And that's when it goes into the chorus I showed you a second ago. Be with you, right, the whole thing right there. Does it again. And he goes, let me be the one to show you, back to the chorus. So after a verse, chorus, verse, chorus, then it does this pretty cool thing here with that A. Why be alone? That's the A major with no B string, like this, or open B. You can C sharp minor, baby, and then you go to G major, G major. I can make you start to smile. That's where that chorus solo came in. I'll have to show you that another time. That one's, you know, definitely not a beginner thing, and I can't even nail it every time. Then it goes into the chorus again, you know, over and over. And at the end, there's a key change that will make it like impossible for me to play and figure out. So let's just not worry about that. All right, let's get to number 1 on my list. This is Love Song from 1989 by Tesla. Super, super cool. We begin here with an E minor and no capo. So you think that it's over, up to a B minor. E minor, B minor, A. What's cool is an A major turns into an A minor. G, back to C, B minor, D major, and I'll show you some of the cool notes in a second, like, E minor, take a little time, and this is pretty cool. Take a B minor, it's pretty easy, you know, if you're barring it, whatever it is, you're basically going, let's see, that's the 4th fret. You're in that B minor shape, 4th fret of the G string, to the 3rd fret of the B, down to the 2nd fret of the B, and back to the 3rd fret of the B. So you're alternating between the B and the G strings. And that's on that 2nd fret. You're basically just removing this finger from the B minor. E minor. B minor, A major, A minor, G, B minor, when you need a friend. This this is pretty cool. Ready? Okay, so you go, like you're playing a D, you go take that same D shape, and you really just hit the high 2 notes, like that. So the high 2 notes, you got a 7th fret of the E, 8th fret of the B, and now go to the 7th fret on that B string, and the 5th fret on the E string, and go down 2 frets, back up 2 frets, and then do it again, and then end up on the D major. So all together. Then it goes into G major. Love is, and you go to a D major, but one of the keys here is put your thumb on the 2nd fret. It makes that nice little low note. So G to D, but with that thumb. Ready? G, D, outside your door. E minor, C, keep it on, up to D major. You'll find love again, I know. Does it again. C, keep it on, honey, you'll find love again, I know. And it goes, just hit anywhere, you go, hit the low E, and if you want to do the solo, it's like, hard to do on acoustic guitar, and I got to practice that one anyway. All right, those are the top 5 songs I've got here from the hair band era. Let me know what you think. Give me more ideas for videos like this one. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.